Homeostasis. Chapter outline. Concept of homeostasis, internal environment, role of various systems of the body in homeostasis, components of homeostatic system, mechanism of action of homeostatic system, homeostatic imbalance. Concept of homeostasis. Homeostasis refers to the maintenance of constant internal environment of the body. Homeo means same, stasis means standing. The word homeostasis was introduced by Walter Bradford Cannon, professor of physiology in Harvard Medical School in 1929. Importance of internal environment was notified by Claude Bernard, French physiologist of 19th century. He enlightened the fact that multicellular organisms, including man, live in a perfectly organized and controlled internal environment, which he called milieu interior. Internal environment of the body is the extracellular fluid ECF in which the cells live. It is this fluid outside the cell and it constantly moves throughout the body. ECF includes blood which circulates in the vascular system and interstitial fluid which is present in between the cells. ECF contains nutrients, ions, and all other substances necessary for the survival of the cells. Healthy living of large organisms, including man, depends upon constant maintenance of internal environment within the physiological limits. If it deviates beyond the set limits, body suffers by malfunction or dysfunction. Rule of various systems of the body in homeostasis. Function of each system in the body is responsible for homeostatic mechanism. Digestive system. Nutrients are essential for growth and activities of the cells. Nutritive substances such as amino acids, carbohydrates, and fatty acids also form the source of energy required for activities of the cells. Digestive system is responsible for digestion and absorption of nutritive substance into the blood. Blood in turn transports supplies these substances to the cells of the body. Respiratory system. Respiratory system is responsible for exchange of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide throughout the body. It supplies adequate amount of oxygen to the cells for metabolism of the nutrients. Same time carbon dioxide is removed from the cell and expelled out of body via lungs. The system is also responsible for maintenance of water balance, acid balance and temperature of the body. Excretory system. Kidney and other excretory organs are involved in the excretion of waste product. Kidney are also responsible for maintenance of water balance, electrolyte balance, acid-base balance and osmolality of the body fluids. Skin. Skin covers and protects all the organs of the body from mechanical blow, bacteria, toxic substance and ultraviolet rays. By secreting sweat, skin plays an important role in regulation of body temperature and water balance. It also excretes small quantity of waste materials such as urea, salts and fatty substances. Skin also forms the largest sense organ. It has many receptors which convey sensations to brain via afferent nerves. Blood and circulatory system. Circulatory system includes heart and blood vessels. Heart is responsible for flow of blood via blood vessels throughout the body. Blood transports nutritive substance, oxygen, and other important substances such as hormones to all the cells of the body. It also removes carbon dioxide, metabolic, and other waste products which are to be excreted. White blood cells are responsible for protection of the body from invading organisms and development immunity against pathogenic agents. Lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is a closed system of lymphatic vessels and lymph nodes through which lymph flows. Major function of lymph is to return protein from tissue space into blood. It is also responsible for redistribution of fluid in body. Lymph nodes form defense barrier of the body by disrupting bacteria and other toxic agents. Lymph nodes also filter lymph and retain proteins and lipids which are essential for the body. Endocrine system. Many hormones secreted by endocrine glands are essential for the metabolism of nutrients and other substances necessary for the cells. Hormones also are necessary for growth and functions of various tissues of the body. Skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles are involved in homeostasis by helping the organism to move around in search of food. It also helps to protect the organism from adverse surroundings, thus preventing damage or destruction. Nervous system. Central nervous system, which includes brain and spinal cord, plays an important role in the homeostasis. Sensory system detects state of body or surroundings. Brain integrates and interprets the pros and cons of these informations and commands the body to act accordingly through motor system. So the body can avoid the damage. Autonomic nervous system regulates all vegetative functions of the body essential for homeostasis. Components of homeostatic system. Homeostatic system includes three components. First, sensors or detectors or receptors. Sensors recognize the deviation in any activity in internal environment that transmit the message to control center. Second, control center or integrator system. Center. Control center receives the message from receptor and immediately send commands to concerned effectors. Third, effectors. Effector receives the command from the center and either accelerate or inhibit the activity so that normalcy is restored. Mechanism of action of homeostatic system. Homeostatic mechanism in the body is responsible for maintaining the normalcy of various body systems. Whenever there is any change in behavioral pattern of any system, the effector brings back normalcy either by inhibiting and reversing the change or by supporting and accelerating the change depending upon the requirement of situation. This is achieved by means of feedback signals or control system. Homeostatic mechanism function by three types of feedback control systems. First, negative feedback control system. Negative feedback control system reacts to others the change or reverse the direction of change in homeostasis. After receiving the message, effector said negative feedback signals back to control center modifies the commands and attempts to maintain homeostasis. Many homeostatic mechanisms in the body function through negative feedback. Example of negative feedback. First, regulation of secretion of hormone by negative feedback. Thyroid stimulating hormone TSH released from pituitary gland stimulates thyroid gland to secrete thyroxine. When thyroxine level increase in blood, it inhibits the secretion of TSH from pituitary so that secretion of thyroxine from thyroid gland decreases. On the other hand, if thyroxine secretion is less, its low blood level induces pituitary gland to release TSH. Now, TSH stimulates thyroid gland to secrete thyroxine. Refer chapter 64 for details. Second, regulation of water balance by negative feedback. Another example for negative feedback mechanism is regulation of water balance in the body. Refer chapter 146 for details. Second, positive feedback mechanism control center. Second, positive feedback control system. Positive feedback control system reacts to increase the intensity of change in the same condition. Positive feedback is less common than negative feedback. However, it has its own significance, particularly during emergency conditions. Best example of positive feedback is during blood clotting. Blood clotting is necessary to arrest bleeding during injury and it occurs in three stages. A. Formation of prothrombin activator. B. Conversion of prothrombin into thrombin. C. Conversion of fibrinogen into fibrin. Thrombin formed in second stage stimulates the formation of more prothrombin activator in addition to converting fibrinogen into fibrin. It causes formation of more and more amount of prothrombin activator so that blood clotting process is accelerated and blood loss is prevented quickly. Other processes where positive feedback occurs are milk ejection reflex and parturition, and both the processes involves oxytocin secretion. Third, feed-forward control system. Feed-forward control system anticipates the change or deviation that may occur in a later stage and take appropriate control action to avoid the disturbance, whereas the feedback control system detects the deviation only when it happens. Example of feed forward control system: pre-adaptation before one set of exercise, such as change in its cardiovascular system in order to prepare the body for exercise. Second, secretion of gastric juice along with salivary secretion even before entrance of food in mouth. Third, increase in secretion of luteinizing hormone prior to ovulation. Homeostatic imbalance. Homeostatic imbalance is the failure of the body to maintain constant internal environment. It is the starting point of disorder and diseases in the body. Detail of homeostatic imbalance are given in box 4.1.